And we're back, hopefully. Again, let us know if there's any audio problems or video problems. I'm out of breath. Whew. So, if you're just joining us, today was the World Anti-Totalitarianism Rally. Protesters did not get permission for it. However, there were still tens of thousands of people lining this street, marching, criticizing what they are calling the China Nazis. In other words, the Chinese Communist Party, a fascist totalitarian state. But then police lined up here and started shooting down tear gas and I believe rubber bullets at people. This has been on and off for a while, so we're backing up now. Protesters have lined up way back there and then way back there. Yeah.
The parade is back there. Basically, this parade of several thousand people, like you can see in the distance, well, probably now you can't see because it's being covered by the press, but there were flags from all over the world that they were holding. They're still back there trying to advance. Behind the first frontline protesters who've got umbrellas up to try to protect from the...
Up there again, you can kind of see the black banner.
They've got that's the tear smoke warning banner, the black one.
If you're just joining us, you might see some tear gas get fired. It's fun, it burns your skin.
Okay, this guy's got a gun out here.
Oh yeah, you can see it there. You can see it there, the policeman had a rubber bullet gun kind of pointed down. They've been kind of pointing their guns at everyone. They have fired in some cases. Fortunately, Matt, Shelley, and I have not been hit by a rubber bullet yet. We've definitely had a little bit of tear gas and pepper spray since we've been here, so this is not the Hong Kong that we came to know and love. On the bright side, the Hong Kong McDonald's do have taro pies now, so if you're thinking about traveling to Hong Kong, now's a great time for tourism.
We've heard that the hotel prices have dropped so far that it's cheaper to get a hotel room now than to rent an apartment. Even like fancy nice hotels in the middle of Hong Kong Island. I think what's going to happen is they're going to shoot tear gas from the other side because it looked like the black flag warning went up on the other side towards those protesters. Do we want to walk over there? Do we want to go over there? The tear gas is going to come up on the other side. Meanwhile, you have people just kind of like, these restaurant workers, people just trying to like walk down the street on a Sunday. We're coming up, but I just kicked accidentally a rubber, it's one of the rubber, I don't know if you want to call them bullets, but the ones that the police are. Protesters are throwing bricks up at the police. Yeah. And now the protesters behind us are coming up as well. So this is an exciting time to be here. I don't know if you can hear it, there's a police helicopter that's been hovering above us.
Start kind of walking this way. Should we be to the side or should we be to this way? I'm asking you, the protesters are coming this way. If they start to come in, should we stay in the middle or should we get to the side? Middle, okay. Okay, so they're saying disperse or we will fire. We're in a great spot then. This is going to be very exciting live for you, and we do this for you. But so this is definitely a serious thing. Today is again the World Anti-Totalitarianism March, and they're kind of proving that they're really fighting some totalitarian tactics. Oh my God, I can't breathe.
Chris just needs to adjust his tear gas mask. We found out the hard way earlier today that if you don't have a good seal, tear gas on the other side. Yeah, we were actually up on this flyover earlier, about half an hour ago, and the police were driving everybody away so they could shoot down at the protesters. But we got to film some fun stuff with the police in the background before they made us leave. So look out for that in our episode that's coming up. And you can hear the bangs, but they're not shooting on our side. Yeah, tear gas on the middle there. You can see, I don't know if you can see it, but people are coming with cones and stuff to try to suffocate the tear gas canister. Coming with water to, pour on top of the canisters. We are walking towards the tear gas.
That's taking us closer. Watch behind you, Matt. I think. Oh no, you're good. There's a cone behind you. Oh my gosh, look at that. There's a little child. Look at how little this child is. It's a little girl. That's great. Look at her. Oh my goodness. She's a little freedom fighter. I don't mean that in a condescending way. I can't. That was amazing. She couldn't have been more than like 12 or 15 or something. So now we're on this side of the barricade where they've been shooting more of the tear gas. Over there, protesters have like a crate of bricks, so that's not gonna be a great way to solve this. So you can see, protesters are wheeling in bricks that they're probably gonna throw at police up on the ledge there. All right, let's hold back a bit.
You can see the police have left the flyover. So now it's just normal people walking around. That's why the protesters are taking this opportunity to run up and build a barricade over here. They're running up the flyover, the protesters. The flyover is what they call these, like pedestrian bridges that are above the highway.
Oh yeah, they're all floating back up there, right? Is that what you were saying?
What?
It seems like the police have left the
Yeah, that's what I
barricade.
said.
Okay. Okay, so now people are going up and occupying that. Oh my gosh. It's not easy to breathe in these gas. Other protesters are waving people in. We've been seeing a lot of V for Vendetta masks. Oh. Man. I definitely am beginning to get a bit of a headache from all the tear gas today. Alright, so yeah, they've taken that back. It seems like the protesters are asking for people to go up on the ledge. I suppose if protesters are able to occupy the air bridge, they'll be able to march again. That's my thought. Initially when the police fired some tear gas before, it kind of dispersed the march temporarily, and then they just started marching again.
If they're up there, the police aren't up there, then it's safe for everybody to keep coming on the street.
Oh, so they're trying to restart the rally. And that's really says a lot about these protesters. Even after all that, what they're trying to do is they're trying to keep the rally going. They aren't stopping, no matter what the police throw at them, they keep going. And I've met protesters today who said they're willing to die for this. So when people are willing to die for this, some tear gas is not going to stop them. Oh, you can see some of the bricks there. I gotta loosen my tear gas mask a bit so I can get some air. Yeah, the problem with the tear gas mask is they protect you from tear gas, but they help you not breathe. She doesn't want us capturing any of that. So yeah, these kind of tactics of using bricks and throwing them at protesters, throwing them at police here is about there. This is definitely one of the controversial things. Protesters have shown lately more of a willingness to be destructive, to destroy public property, and that kind of began back when we were here, when we saw protesters sieging LegCo. But
Yeah, basically it seems like they have restarted the rally. People have all kinds of crazy equipment, like that guy with that helmet and mask. Yeah, I'm amazed that there are so many different types of people here. Like there's young, there's old, men, women, all walks of Hong Kong society. And it's amazing because this is essentially not a legally sanctioned rally.
Now most of the people around us are what they call the frontline braves, like the people who are kind of fully masked and geared up and ready to face the police head on when it comes to these dangerous situations and kind of protect the more kind of peaceful protesters towards the back. But this parade was completely people from all different types of ages. You had older people walking around. So I think they're trying to kind of get back to that and keep moving. The goal is to move to the government headquarters. We're about halfway there from where they started.
Over there, somebody's graffitied F the CCP on a sign.
Oh gosh, breath here. So ultimately what's happening is protesters are marched to Legco, the seat of the government, which is where they've been trying to get to all day until the police kind of derailed things a little bit with tear gas and some rubber bullets. But again, that just has not stopped them. As I said earlier, I've talked to people today who said they're willing to die for freedom. So the tear gas is not going to stop them. But there's still the police helicopter, and it's a heavy-duty looking thing, hovering above everything, kind of reminding everyone that, no one is really safe. I guess the claws of totalitarianism are really reaching for the throat of Hong Kong.
There's that graffiti over there that says, "Stand united against totalitarianism."
Kind of appropriate for the Joker movie.
We have seen them kind of, the graffiti has become more colorful. We've seen people graffitiing stenciled the V for Vendetta sign and the V for Vendetta mask around. The smell of the spray paint is almost as bad as tear gas. Almost. Yeah. We're kind of tear gas noobs here. This morning, the police started off with tear gas before the march even started. So they ended up just tear gassing the people who are walking around and shopping in the central shopping district. It's like it'd be like in New York, the police just started tear gassing Fifth Avenue.
Yeah, basically. It's crazy. This is Hong Kong, and this is what it's become.
And then people just started yelling at the police, just passers-by without masks on or helmets or anything. They were just cursing out the police.
Well, there was even, we saw some footage of this one guy, I think he was a reporter. Actually, I'm not sure if he was a reporter. But he was just kind of rationally talking to the police. And then one guy just comes up and blasts him with pepper spray.
He's a legislator, I think.
Oh, he's a legislator?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was nuts. It's he was very peacefully, he was calmly talking to them, and then just bam, pepper spray.
He's one of the guys that's trying to be a mediator kind of between for the protesters and calm things down. They just nailed him right in the face.
Breathing.
Yes.
You take it for granted.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of surprised how much it burned. When they first started firing the tear gas, we were a little unprepared. It came right to between Chris and I, our feet.
Yeah. There was one point where they shot one right by my ear, and my ear was ringing. It was nuts.
Alrighty.
So this has definitely been It's definitely been a new experience for the China Uncensored team to be in this kind of a situation. Oh wow, they have a whole cart of bricks. Stuff right there. Yeah, this is serious stuff. These guys are fighting for their freedom. What's happening? Okay. Matt took the camera away. We're getting to a red light, a red traffic light. Do you think we should stop? Hey, none of the protesters are stopping for that red light. This is
What if
chaos.
we get in trouble with the police?
This is chaos. Carrie Lam was right. Yeah, this has been an incredible day. And remember, this is just a warm-up. Everyone is saying that. This is a warm-up for Tuesday, which is the National Day, the day when the Chinese Communist Party seized power of China. So, you know there's going to be something big that happens that day. The police have granted no permission to anyone to gather or any kind. But, you know, people are going to come out.
Last night was the only rally that the police gave permission for. And then, like, 200,000 people showed up, and then the police made them end it early. And then people left peacefully, but then after they left, police started stopping buses and things that they were on and searching people. So it was like the rally was fine, but then when people tried to go home, the police were, you know, doing these searches to try to catch people on the buses and things like that.
So there were protesters throwing bricks at outside the Leshko offices, smashing some windows. So it's been. That's the smell of spray paint from the graffiti.
Because they can smell it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking to myself, what's that fragrant aroma? Is it me? Is it the tear gas? Or it's not pepper spray, spray paint? I tell you. Protesters are dragging with them things to be used as barricades. There's the American flag. Earlier today there was a parade of
like
people carrying all the flags, except for the Chinese flag, except as the Chi-Nazi flag, where they've rearranged the stars, the yellow stars of the Chinese flag as a big yellow swastika. I'm sure you've seen those photos. We've been posting them on Instagram. If you want additional coverage, be sure to follow. Excuse me. Be sure to follow China Uncensored on Instagram, on Twitter. Follow Shelley on Twitter.
My Twitter is at SHELZHANG Shelljong.
So we're trying to get with our actual episodes that we put out. Those are like big stories. But there's so many little things that are happening here that don't really make enough for a full episode, but are just like wonderful ways to kind of fill out the story of what's happening here. So really, I would recommend following us on all of our social media, so where we can kind of get those smaller stories that are really often heartwarming or tearful.
There were over here a fire vehicle just drove through the middle of the protesters, and last night one thing that we got on Instagram and on Twitter was the protesters had built a barricade across the road in front of the government offices. A fire truck came. The protesters in 30 seconds disassembled the barricade, let the fire truck through, and reassembled it.
Everywhere there's graffiti that says "Democracy now, live free, die."
It's trash can. It's one of the litter cum ones.
And it says CCP equals enemy.
The litter cum recyclable.
Oh. Wow. CCP equals enemy. That's math I can understand. Oh, there's one of the Chi-Nazis flags right there. A lot of people are carrying that around. So, hey, guess what? Another sky bridge and more police. So, give us a moment. I think we should probably start putting some of our stuff back on. Don't you think, Matt?
I agree.
All right, so 1 second.
I'm going to hold the mic.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you can see up on that sky bridge, there are police. So just getting our gear back on. Give us a minute here. I think a lot of people are wearing gear again now. Alrighty.
Taking the camera away from Matthew's heat gears up. Matt's been doing a great job of getting some really good footage, like getting right up there as police are firing tear gas and whatnot, but we need to be safe. Matt just about has his helmet and mask up there. So yeah, this is what's happened. It seems like the police just jumped ahead to another sky bridge. I think we're probably going to see a very similar thing that happened back there, where the police will start shooting down
tear gas and pepper spray. Protesters will respond with all the bricks they've collected. And, protesters just flipped the bird. So at the moment, the police haven't set up any kind of signs of like we're gonna fire or whatnot. But this is what life in Hong Kong has become. It's insane. This is Hong Kong. Am I holding this backwards? Okay. Yeah, it's nuts that this is Hong Kong. So.
This is caught on the rim. That's what happened.
I don't feel protected. And now, interesting fact, Shelley, you're actually wearing a child-size gas mask. Is that correct?
It's not a child size. It's a small.
Oh. But the pink is very nice. It was a good choice. Oh, wow. Yeah, so Shelley, would you say this is like Hong Kong's Fifth Avenue?
Where are we right now? No, we kind of passed the area that was the big shopping district. We're kind of, we just passed the Wan Chai subway station, which is the kind of the area for bars and nightlife and sketchy clubs. And we're walking towards Hennessy. We're on Hennessy right now, so this is one of the major arteries, but we're kind of past the big shopping zone. So the thing is, this street has several big flyovers over it. There's 3 that we can see in the distance. At least 2 of them have cops on them.
So I kind of looked ahead, and like there's a sky bridge right here where you see the police. Behind that, there's another sky bridge, and there's a bunch of Hong Kong people there. You can see them. I don't know if you can see them right now, but they're waving all of the different flags of countries around the world. Sort of, they were earlier today during the march, the World Anti-Totalitarian March. They had all the flags of the different countries. They're over there, and they're watching all this.
Have you noticed the protesters around us now are no longer like the really geared up front line? A lot of them are wearing masks, but they don't have gas masks, they're just wearing surgical masks. These are the protesters that are kind of not the front line ones. So there's a lot of people out here today that aren't just the ones that face off against police all the time. So the idea is the frontline people go ahead and try to protect the rest of the protesters from the police. You can see there are still some of the frontline people walking by, but it's more of a mix now. I'm actually surprised that people keep coming, because we kind of came ahead of the protest, so we didn't have a very good gauge of how many people were behind us. It's surprising to me how many people keep coming.
Yeah, the protesters are tenacious. These protests have been going on for over 100 days. Police have fired over 2,000 cans of tear gas in that time. And for context, I believe during the 79 days of the umbrella movement, there was a total of 87 cans of tear gas. So 2,000 versus... That's a lot of tear gas. And Carrie Lam, the Hong Kong chief executive, who thinks to pick 5 days later, has successfully given police carte blanche. She has not criticized them at all, and basically allowed police to do whatever they want, to continue to beat people. Amnesty International says people have been kind of tortured in custody. There's a lot of so one of the major demands of protesters is an independent inquiry into police violence. That's something Carrie Lam has not given away on it, but that's one of the big things people want to know. Like they want justice for what has happened during the course of this protest.
Right. Like while Chris was speaking, people started yelling in English, "Stand with Hong Kong, fight for freedom." That's one of the things that we've been hearing today. One of the protests, slogans. They've been saying that. They've been saying, 5 demands, not one less. Asking for all of the demands to be met by the government. One of the constants recently is the, reclaim or liberate Hong Kong, revolution of our times.
So it seems like protesters are tentatively marching, carrying on with the march. And you know, that's pretty crazy to do that when police are right above you. Police have shown that they're more than willing to shoot tear gas at you. They're just marching along underneath. Oh, I think there might be a, I don't know. Oh, there's a little drum thing.
There's one in every protest.
Huh?
There's one in every protest.
Gotta have a drum circle. It's not a protest without a drum circle.
You can see in front of us they're making the line to pass supplies up.
Oh yeah, so this is something that protesters have done since the beginning, how they've organized, where they create human chains like this one here to pass supplies down. In this case, water, long umbrellas, and they have different symbols for how to signal for that. Like first aid, they'll do an X with their arms, or you know, something like this to indicate that they need an umbrella. But yeah, this is a really clever tactic to get supplies from one end of the protest to another. Yeah, these are for a leaderless protest movement, these are very well organized protests. Last night we were at a rally, and the big thing they were calling for is unity amongst all the protesters.
Which is partially why there's such a diverse group of people involved in the protest. Young, old, men, women, female.
I'm going to keep walking.
So if you're joining us, let's get out of the middle of the human chain. So if you're just joining us again, this is Hong Kong. Hi, welcome to China Uncensored. Today, this is called the Global Anti-Totalitarianism March. This is technically an illegal rally. Protesters did not get permission, but that hasn't stopped at least tens of thousands of people, if not more, coming out onto the streets to protest not the ineptitude of the Hong Kong government, but specifically the Chinese Communist Party. Protesters are now targeting China directly in their critiques. So this is a big change. Like they're now openly talking about how. We gotta stop for a second. How the Hong Kong government is essentially a puppet of Beijing, and so now they're targeting their anger at the people directly involved in controlling things. So we're approaching the second air bridge today where there's police. So far people have been able to successfully march through and underneath, and they haven't started firing, but not since the last one. But this is why people are passing down the equipment, because there's the fear that they could start firing. But if you can see across the way, there's another air bridge where you have many, many people, protesters waving the flags of different countries, and that's the focus of today. That it's a global movement against totalitarianism, and the Chinese Communist Party.
So there are marches all around the world today, not just in Hong Kong. Marches in Europe, Australia, America, North America. Just all over the place to support the Hong Kong protesters. Oh, hey, that's tear gas.
Oh, tear gas. Oh, so much for all the people on the sky bridge. So yeah, anti-totalitarianism. See that? Innocent people up there. Up. They're retreating up. Gotta get the commitment.
All right, they're tear gassing. I'm gonna get a little bit of footage from the side here.
Okay, I might have to drop this if we have to run. But, you don't see what they're pointing at. We do have our backs to protest. We have our backs to police. So there's police all around. Let's keep going this way a little bit. This is where there was some tear gas. Shelley, I need to adjust my helmet. Can you take this?
So they're saying that the tear gas came from up there. So what they're doing is reforming the lines with the umbrellas to try to get back and out of range. Oh, so we are right around. This is the police headquarters in Wenchai. So I guess they're firing tear gas off of the roof of their own building. In front of, on top of the sign behind Chris that says professionalism, caring, fairness. That's a little ironic there.
Look, they're coming back.
Oh, I guess the flags are trying to make a return. Yeah, in addition to the flags, people were holding signs that had the flags of all different countries around the world that said, "Thank you, world." Earlier today, they had published an open letter to the world talking about how the protesters their goal is to bring down the Chinese Communist Party, how China is a fascist state, how they cannot, the world has to choose. Hong Kong is, they called it the new West Berlin. So they're like, the world has to choose over whether they're going to condone what the CCP is doing or stand with Hong Kong and fight the CCP.
So really, like, the cool, collected attitude of the protesters really contrasts with what I'm sure is happening in Beijing. This is part of one of the many existential threats that are facing the Chinese Communist Party. This is a black eye for them. Matt's pointing out, they're warning tear smoke. It looks like they're facing it the other way. So that might not mean they're going to shoot it in the direction we're currently facing, but we'll have a shot of them doing that. This is Beijing freaking out right now. Hong Kong protesters are continuing to get a lot of support internationally towards calling China what it is, the Chinese Communist Party. It's a totalitarian regime. That's something the Chinese Communist Party has been battling since the Tiananmen Square massacre, sort of this PR campaign, the soft power campaign, to make people think, China, it's the land of mist and dragons and pandas. It's fun. It's fine. We can be strategic partners. But really, this is what the Chinese Communist Party is: totalitarian fascist state or communist state. Those words. It's a bad place. So this is a big black eye for the Communist Party on the international stage. And you saw at the UN summit last week, President Trump talked about Hong Kong at the summit. Other people have been talking about Hong Kong. This is not how the Communist Party wants to celebrate its anniversary, which is coming up on Tuesday. And again, just as you can see here, protesters always allow ambulances and fire trucks to come through. Last night, we saw protesters probably in 30 seconds tear down the barricade they built to allow a fire truck to go through, and then quickly they put it back up. So I'm going to pass the mic to Shelley real quick while I rehydrate.
Alright, well, they put up the tear smoke warning, so that's why you can see the umbrellas are up in front of us. There it is, back up again, the black warning about tear smoke, tear gas. Kind of passing in front are these volunteer medics from the protesters. Some of these medics have been arrested and beaten up by the police. Hearing something.
Off in the distance, I can see some more tear gas was fired. You're going to get pretty used to hearing that sound of fire. Oh yeah, the Japanese flag. Oh, that'll not make the Chinese Communist Party happy. All right. Protesters seem to be going back. And I think there's another air bridge way down there, and I think it is also filled with police. I can't be 100% sure, but it looks like from here those are police. I don't know. I really can't tell. People are marching away from over there.
We are pretty close to the government headquarters at this point. We're pretty close. We're just like a couple streets away from Admiralty.
So again, we are right outside of police headquarters. Police some protesters are throwing some bricks over there now.
The sound is somebody just hitting an umbrella against the pole.
I don't know if they're going to be able to actually get to those windows. Probably designed that way up. People are beginning to hustle. All right, give us a moment. We might have to readjust our position. They're warning tear smoke again on our side. So let's get ready. I'm going to
Tighten my mask. So let's see what happens. For all of you watching at home, one guy is trying to do a timeout signal. A protest is using a timeout signal. I don't think that's going to work in this situation. But the protesters seem to be streaming down one side. We're going to wait here and see what the police actually do. I don't know what decision-making process. There's definitely a guy with one of the tear gas cannons pointed out. I think getting some indication from his superior where he's going to fire if it comes to that. I don't know what is the decision that will actually make them shoot. But so let's keep an eye on them. Protesters are streaming by to our right. So, one thing that's very meaningful to the people of Hong Kong, the people that we've been seeing and talking to, is your voices of support. Like again, this is a global anti-totalitarianism rally. The people of Hong Kong want to hear your voices of support. So please leave us messages offering your support to the Hong Kong protesters. They're in a fight for freedom. And now they're running. Let's step a little more to the side. So the tear smoke sign is down, and now it's back up. Moment of relief. Here, let's, Matt, go somewhere that you think we'll get a good shot. So I'm just kind of following Matt right now. the best place we can go. A lot of press embedded with the protesters. People are now running from the other side. So these are kind of the tactics. The police keep firing tear gas at different points, making the protesters, they force them to run back and forth. Tear gas has been fired on the other side, as you can see there, and now people are throwing it back. So yeah, they're basically doing like a pincer attack, where police are shooting tear gas at both sides of the protesters, kind of throwing them all into one central location. The tear smoke sign is up on our side as well. And they're pointing the gun there. You can see that. Let's see if they actually fire it over here. Pretty well there. Like you can see him pointing the gun. It's crazy. In Hong Kong, we have police pointing tear gas cannons at people, at the citizens. And this is not a small number of people. This is at least tens of thousands of people are out today. The tear smoke sign is down, but the guy's still pointing his gun. I don't know.
There's thousands and thousands of people behind us running to the side road. And ahead of us is, ahead over there, behind us is the government building, so they're running away from there towards the side road, the Queens Road East.
You can see how like the cloud of tear gas kind of gently drifts along. So, anyone in the area. And I gotta say, I felt like my skin was finally not itching from the tear smoke. But we might get it again.
It burns.
Yeah, it burns. It really does. A little bit earlier, I was filming and I didn't have my mask on. And this was like tear gas that had been shot a little bit ago. And like even just a little bit getting in your mouth, it burns. It's crazy stuff. But these protesters really just don't seem that intimidating. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying being here live in Hong Kong. This episode will come up. This episode will be on YouTube soon. I'm almost positive YouTube will demonetize this as being advertiser unfriendly, not suitable for most advertisers. Because so many advertisers are trying to do business in China. But yeah, I think the tide is turning. Like the way protesters have started focusing on the Chinese Communist Party, the way governments around the world have started criticizing the Chinese Communist Party. I don't know if the Communist Party is going to be able to continue sort of soft power takeover of the world that it's been trying to do. Yeah. Anything more you want to say, Shelley?
Do we want to try to see where they're going?
Huh?
Do we want to see where they're going?
We might follow the protesters down this way? Oh, we can do that. Alright, here, can you hold this and talk for a bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think we're probably going to have to start wrapping up this live. We'll try and bring you updates as much as we can. Again, check us out, China Unscripted out on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Shelley, your Twitter?
It's at SHELZHANG, Shell John.
Alright, so thank you for joining us, and to all of our patrons on Patreon, the crowdfunding website that supports us. Thank you for supporting the show. Your support is why we are able to actually be here in Hong Kong, why we're able to afford to buy some nice gas masks, which have been incredibly helpful. Thank you. And we'll do another live soon. Stay tuned for episodes coming out from Hong Kong, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks.